Good morning, all. Trust that you're all doing well and that these few thoughts will encourage you this morning. Many of you know that I enjoy photography. I like to look at nice photographs, but also to try and take good photographs. Over the last few years, I've improved myself by doing some courses. So I started with a beginner's course, then a more advanced course, and also invested in a new camera, a better camera. But it's no use having a decent camera if you don't know what all the settings are for. So these courses introduce the settings and how we would use them for different photographs. I also joined a photography club with like-minded people where we can learn from each other. It's surprising though that some of the functions and buttons on a camera are hardly ever used. There'll be more that will be used more frequently. A bit like a washing machine. Lots of programs and settings and functions, but you probably only use a couple of the settings on your own washing machine. I enjoyed learning about the different settings and also how I can look now at my images and see where I've improved, but also where there's still room for improvement. And it got me thinking about today's thoughts, that there are lots of functions on a digital camera that could be used to illustrate a sermon. The image produced by the camera is what we're trying to achieve. And when we take that photograph, we're capturing that moment. Whether it's scenery, whether it's a family shot, whether it's a portrait, whatever it is, the image is the crucial end result. A definition to clarify the word image. A physical likeness or representation of a person, animal or thing, photographed, painted, sculpted, or otherwise made visible. I'm sure that you've all seen an image of the Queen. Is the image actually Her Majesty? Of course it isn't. The image can't speak or think, but it does show us that person and what that person looks like. In the same way, we are created in the image of God. Genesis 1:27, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female, he created them. We aren't God, but created to be like him and reflect what he is like. We should be portraying the image and likeness of God to people around us, not just inside church when we can meet, because that's easy, but outside to the people in the community, our friends and our neighbours, probably even more important over these last few months, people that aren't yet followers of Jesus. We should be so reflecting God's image that people will be drawn to us. The perfect image of God is Jesus. He is God, and so is therefore the perfect example of who we should be like. God sent his son Jesus to earth to show us himself. Jesus was perfect and never did anything wrong. That is why he was the perfect sacrifice for our sins, without any blemish. We aren't Jesus, but we are works in progress. And sometimes we will get it wrong. There's a saying that says, please be patient with me. God's not finished with me yet. When we get it wrong, we don't beat ourselves up over it. We pick ourselves up and carry on trying not to do wrong again. If I take a rubbish picture, I don't throw the camera down because they're too expensive. I take another one and another one until I have the image I want. This is how we learn. We have an earthly nature when we want to blow our top or get angry, but there's a process to becoming like Jesus. Colossians 3 verses 5 to 10 tells us, put to death, therefore, whatever belongs to your earthly nature, sexual immorality, impurity, lust, evil desires and greed, which is idolatry. Because of these, the wrath of God is coming. You used to walk in these ways in the life you once lived. But now you must also rid yourselves of all such things as these: anger, rage, malice, slander, and filthy language from your lips. Do not lie to each other, since you have taken off your old self with its practices, and have put on the new self, which is being renewed in knowledge in the image of its creator. Our lives are in the process of becoming an image of Jesus. His life gives us the image of God. Colossians 1 verse 15, the Son, Jesus, is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. It's our responsibility to be like Jesus, to share this image with others without distortion, because Jesus is the perfect copy, and we are in the process of becoming true copies ourselves. Let's keep going until we become the best image of Jesus we can be. Have a great day. God bless.